Yeah. Did I do? I did watch WWID. I did. What would I do in this situation? If not, I'm gonna run through it again and go to the next one. WWID. I would, if I thought about that at this point in life, I would really have to ask myself, what would, how would my family feel? How would my closest friends feel? And ask really myself, is there not a way out? And really just ponder on that. That's something I will have to take to prayer and ask God, like, I want to make this decision, be as transparent as possible. But can you show me a way out? It ain't got to come today, but can you just show me that there's a way out of this? Whatever it
Mm.
is. But I'm here to tell you, as harsh as it may be insensitive as it sounds, it is always a way out. So, the only way out is through. WWJD, what would Jesus do in this situation? This is an interesting comment because I'm about to say something I didn't even think of until just now. What if Jesus decided to commit suicide instead of going on the cross? It would have took him out of it versus him going through it. And what's to say he didn't contemplate that? He asked God to, like, is there any way that I don't have to do this?
He surely did.
What if he decided to commit suicide instead of getting on the cross? Like, that's something to be like, and I'm not saying y'all Jesus, but what I am saying
Mhm.
is, if we, people believe different things, but we strive to be like that. No one's ever going to be perfect, but and there are going to be times where you might think, and most people who operate in their gifts and really called and live right, even if they ain't all the way living right all the way, they struggle with suicide ideation. And I believe it's a way to get them out of here early because they got something they're going to be doing that's going to be major. And it's like, let me get you out of here now so that you can't accomplish that. Let's chew on that. I want you to tell your take because I see your body language with this.
Ooh. Yeah, that's an interesting way to think about it. Cause like, what if that is what they're hearing is the way out? And like you said, like maybe I'm taking you out because it could get even worse in a sense. So like that does really make you think, um, to the point of what if Jesus did that? I mean, like it's hard to imagine. There would really be no credibility in all the things that he was saying, and then he was, later on, actually proving it in action. So
Right.
if he did that, it's just like the whole structure to a lot of things it would just be a lot of chaos because I mean, no matter what people tend, what religion they decide to believe in, for the most part, like Jesus is the Most High, and everybody is looking in that direction. So if he were to do that, it would just be a lot of chaos. It wouldn't really be too much credibility to the things that are preached about the Most High. Um, that's a lot to take in though.
It is, and it just goes to show you that people say that people listen to what you say, but they watch what you do. And in his
Right.
case, he literally died on the cross. And there are Bible verses that talk about you have to carry your cross and you have to die to yourself daily. And what, like I said, he taught you by his act that he could have just said, I could just not die on the cross. I could just pull myself down and say, nope, I can call a legion of angels right now. Or I could have just said, I'm gonna just end my own life. That way I ain't got to do all this. So it's another way of saying, like, if he had to go through it, you got to go through it too. And again, I'm
Mhm.
not gonna ever sit here and shame nobody for ever feeling suicidal because I've been there, because I get it. But in the same breath, you have to remember, it's something with you that's just too good to why what you need to do on this earth. And I'm trying to get you to take yourself out so that, well, not the devil trying to get you to take yourself out so
Mhm.
that you can go ahead and go, and then boom, the plan is aborted. So keep that in mind moving forward if you ever think that you want to do that.